สวัสดีค่ะ Happy Monday and welcome to Thailand News Update. In today's news, the easing of alcohol consumption at restaurants until 11 p.m., the reintroduction of the Test and Go program, and Thailand ranked the best place to retire in 2022. All that and more coming up. Put on your party shoes because from tonight you'll be able to stay out a little bit later for a drink. The easing of the alcohol ban for 8 blue zone provinces goes into effect today, with restaurants and the growing number of faux restaurants allowed to sell alcohol drinks until 11 p.m. Bars, pubs, karaoke, nightclubs, and other nightlife and entertainment venues are still not legally allowed to reopen in any part of Thailand for the time being. Blue zones include Bangkok, Chonburi, Kanchanaburi, Krabi, Nonthaburi, Pathum Thani, Phang Nga, and Phuket. Several areas and districts, including the area in Samut Prakan by the Suvarnabhumi airport, are also designated as blue zones. The new relaxed rules for serving alcohol are applied to many types of food service venues, including restaurants, food halls, street vendors, eateries, hotel dining facilities, and other food and beverage industries. All types of businesses must meet either the Ministry of Tourism and Sports SHA Plus certification or the Ministry of Public Health's Thai Stop COVID-2 Plus standard, as well as the government's COVID-free setting measures. The restaurant loophole is still in full swing as well, as many entertainment venues that are able to meet the required standards can open up a restaurant and serve alcohol now until 11 p.m. These makeshift restaurants must still meet the same certification and requirements as all other food venues. With COVID infections on the rise in Bangkok again, the Bangkok Metropolitan Administration has launched a series of testing events in 80 communities around the city through the end of January. The campaign is aimed at proactive testing to identify and hopefully contain clusters of infections as the highly contagious Omicron variant spreads quickly throughout the capital. The series of testing events began yesterday and will run through the end of the month, with testing facilities fanning out across the capital. People will be tested with antigen test kits, which return test results in about 30 minutes. Anyone who tests positive from the ATK will then be retested with an RT-PCR test for more reliable results. Anyone who did test positive will be categorized by the severity of their symptoms and then treated either at a hospital or field hospital for more severe cases, or at community isolation centers or in-home isolation for the more mild infections. There's a full list of testing locations in the full article at thetiger.com. With the reintroduction of the Test and Go program that allows fully vaccinated people to enter Thailand with a day 1 and day 5 PCR test, businesses in the tourism industry are hopeful for a more sustained growth in international travelers from February and beyond. Test and Go was reinstated last Thursday for a kickoff date of February 1. The new version of Test and Go was almost universally panned by tourists and travelers for added complication and costs, now requiring a second RT-PCR test with a pre-booked hotel on the 5th day after arrival and additional insurance requirements. Inconvenient though it may be, it is generally a step up from the sandbox programs that require a minimum of 7 prepaid nights in a SHA Plus hotel. Between 200,000 and 300,000 international travelers are predicted to arrive in Thailand next month, about the same as December last year, according to the head of the Thai Hotel Association. She forecasts a steady rise in arriving tourists and is expecting even better numbers for March. The Thailand Tourism Board Association were equally bullish, but tempered their optimism with a warning that all hopes of upward momentum in tourism numbers can be curbed at the drop of a hat with yet another last-minute government change of mind. Police in the western province of Kanchanaburi now believe that a man they took into custody is responsible for a brutal knife attack on 2 British men that resulted in 1 death. On Saturday morning, police found and arrested a 23-year-old Thai man that they suspected was the assailant in the stabbing. New reports revealed that Prasut Tiptep was arrested very nearby the crimes he's allegedly have committed. when police found him just across the street from the house that he had been renting by the two British men who were attacked. He was said to be hiding in a room that belonged to a relative. It has been reported that the attacker has a history of mental health issues with hospital records for previous problems. After the crime was committed, angry residents, believing he was responsible for the grisly murder, attacked and beat the suspect, such that he had to be sent to the hospital for treatment. At this stage, he's been charged with both murder and attempted murder. According to the police, the two British men were playing loud music on a radio in front of their house after 3 a.m. as they sat at a table drinking beers. They were later surprised by a Thai man with a long sickle-shaped knife confronting them and attacking them. According to the annual Global Retirement Index 2022 by International Living, Thailand has ranked 11 out of 25 listed countries as the most desirable places to retire this year. When looking at the destinations in Southeast Asia, Thailand was on top, followed by Cambodia, Malaysia, Bali, and Vietnam coming in last regionally. The index did not include Singapore. The so-called retirement visa in Thailand still has financially entry barriers. Applicants are unable to work, and they still have to perform 90-day reports to immigration. In Thailand, at the moment, 35,846 foreigners have current retirement visas. The top three nationalities are British, Germans, and Americans. Regionally, Malaysia's longest-serving PM, 96-year-old Mahathir Mohamad, has communicated with his family while in hospital, according to his daughter. The elder statesman was admitted to hospital this weekend for the third time in just over a month. Local news also quoted an unnamed close source as saying that the former leader's condition remained stable and that he had regained consciousness and was able to speak. And in a separate development, Malaysia's king, Sultan Abdullah Ahmad Shah, was admitted into the same hospital on Saturday for a checkup and reported treatment on his knee and ankle. And now for a quick update on the COVID-19 situation here in Thailand. The CCSA has reported 7,139 new cases of COVID-19 with 13 new deaths. According to the latest reports, there are currently 82,485 in care and 8,100 released from care within the past 24 hours. And that wraps up the morning news for today. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel to keep up with all the latest news around Thailand and the region. Also, click these boxes here to watch Good Morning Thailand and also Thailand News Today this evening. And hey, if you haven't subscribed to our new channel Bounce yet, what are you waiting for? We'll be dropping some pretty dope brand new juicy content this week there as well, which I'm personally quite excited for. So don't forget to subscribe to Bounce as well. Anyways, I hope you have a beautiful weekend ahead. I'm Natty from the Thaiger. Sawadee ka.